I want to make, Mr. President, and again, it's under your leadership, it's actually under your executive order. If you come to this country as a student, we expect you to go to class and study and get a degree. If you come here to vandalize a library, take over a campus, and do all kinds of crazy things, we're going to get rid of these people, and we're going to continue to do it. So when we identify lunatics like these, we take away their student visa. No one's entitled to a student visa.
Marco Rubio just set the internet on fire with one bold statement: we're going to get rid of these people. He's talking about revoking student visas from foreign students who, in his words, are vandalizing libraries and taking over campuses. Is this a crackdown on chaos or a crackdown on free speech? Let's break it down. During a recent public statement, Senator Marco Rubio praised efforts to protect American industry and national security. But what grabbed the most attention was his sharp message to foreign students. He said, quote, if you come here to
cover student visas like there's some sort of birthright. No, a student visa is like me inviting you into my home. If you come into my home and put all kinds of crap on my couch, I'm going to kick you out of my house. And so, that's what we're doing with our country, thanks to the president. And last but not least, very important development this week, but both Pam and I were very excited. The finest higher education institution in the United States, University of Florida, is also now the national champions in basketball, and we hope you'll host them here soon, Mr. President. Go Gators.
They're coming.
Good for the SEC.
They're coming. Well, thank you very much.
He said, quote, if you come here to vandalize a library, take over a campus, and do all kinds of crazy things, we're going to get rid of these people. That's not subtle, and it raises serious questions. Let's zoom out. Student visas, specifically the F1 visa, are not a right. They're conditional. You come to the U.S. to study. If you break the law or violate the terms of your visa, you can be removed. But what counts as a violation? Peaceful protest? Civil disobedience? This is where things get murky. The reaction? Explosive. Supporters say Rubio is standing up for national integrity. Critics? They're calling it political intimidation and an attack on student activism. Some even...
Well, Mr. President, one of the most important things I believe you'll achieve in your presidency is reordering the world in a proper way. For 31 years, more than 31 years now, multiple administrations have allowed the Chinese to deindustrialize this country, to take away jobs and factories and the pillars of our national strength. And what you're doing now, I think, is a great service to our country, but ultimately to the world. And I want to congratulate you and your team that's working on that, because it has extraordinary geopolitical implications, as you see, from all these other countries that are now coming here and wanting to join something that actually makes it's crazy to allow these. I mean, basically, we lived in a world where Chinese companies can do whatever they want in America, but our companies cannot do anything over there unless they allow it, and even then they steal our stuff and reverse engineer.
Activism.
So just
some even argue it's a slippery slope. What starts with foreign students could extend to citizens next. If you're finding this breakdown helpful, hit that subscribe button and join the community. We break down the stories behind the headlines every week. Let's keep this conversation going. Rubio's comments didn't come out of nowhere. With global tensions rising, especially with China and Iran, there's a wider push for tighter control over foreign nationals in the U.S. This is about more than one protest or one student. It's about who gets to stay, who decides, and what that means for the future of American campuses. The Department of
reordering all of that has dramatic implications on peace and security of the world, so we thank you. An important meeting, thanks to you, is going to happen on Saturday for the first time in a long time. There'll be direct talks between Ambassador Woodcoff and a top-level leader in Iran. We hope that'll lead to peace. You've been very clear what Iran is never going to have is a nuclear weapon, and I think that's what led to this meeting, and we'll wait for him to come back from it, and we're hopeful about that. I would also say that we are receiving, and I think the Department of Homeland Security can confirm this, historic cooperation from countries all over the world. Number one, in taking back their citizens. Every country in the world has to take back people that are illegally in another country. And we have countries that refuse to do it or will kind of ignore our calls. All of them are doing it. The ones that are not are paying a price. And we've also found cooperation in other countries that are willing to take some of these people, some very dangerous criminals. I know the President of El Salvador will be here next week, has really been a good friend of the United States in that regard. These are some of the worst people you'll ever encounter. And Pam knows this, and Christy knows this from the work they're doing. And one last point.
The Department of Homeland Security is already taking action, and with executive orders backing them, we could see even more students sent home if deemed a threat. But the line between threat and protest has never felt thinner. This is one story that's far from over. What do you think? Is Rubio right to protect national interests, or is this a dangerous overreach? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a breakdown of stories that matter.